Our next guest is Stephen Davies. Stephen Davies was just talking to me about lithium and all the outcrops that they have identified in Nigeria. I could see there the passion and the energy about Africa as well. And I used to really think I was African until I met Stephen. So I'll talk a little bit about Stephen just for introduction there before he comes on the stage and talk to us about the lithium Jupiter project. Stephen has consulted in a corporate practice and sustainable development, working extensively in the mineral sector over 40 years. He served as a member of executive group WMC Limited from 1992 to 1999 in the oil and gas sector in West Africa from 2002 to 2007, where he advised on community and conflict issues. Negotiated the 2004 militia ceasefire and peace accord in Niger Delta, and advised the strategy to revitalize the solid mineral sector in Nigeria in his role as a special advisor to President Obasanjo. Stephen served as a presidential envoy for the Federal Republic of Nigeria under President Yar'Adua from 2007 to 2008, that was the term, and has dealt extensively with the national security matters in Nigeria. More recently, he has managed mineral exploration in Nigeria for the several significant discoveries, including the Jupiter Lithium project. Stephen has a doctorate from the University of Melbourne. Now, that's what I meant when I said I used to think I'm African until I met Stephen. Stephen, please take the platform.
That's a good story. You only want to believe it. I just believe what I say. Don't believe that. Okay, I'm going to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending and ignoring the second cup of coffee and coming in for probably the most exciting session you'll hear at Africa Down Under. And I'm very grateful to the Honourable Minister for being the entree to this act, who's set the scene. And that is the context in which we've been engaged for 20 years with Nigeria and reached a stage where we have the Jupiter project with several of our companies have come together. I will figure out how to make it happen. And Yep, oh, that's very good. And you will all read that quickly and sign the acknowledgement to say you understand that I disclaim everything. First of all, what I'd like to say is all the facts and figures you're going to hear are not generated by our companies. This is all by consultants, independent consultants who've come, worked on it, looked at the data, made their assessments. So we are privately held companies. We are not listed. We are shareholders who've had a lot of faith in Nigeria to put our assets in and develop what we have today. Some of you have... there we go. Yep, here we go. Some of you will say, oh, I've seen you before. You came with this other fantastic story.
The Jupiter project is a series of high-grade spodumene lithium discoveries in Nigeria.
Why don't you watch this and it'll tell you about it.
The Jupiter project, they are concentrating on mining of lithium, nickel, and other specialty minerals. And worldwide now, investors are looking for these minerals. And of course, no country can develop without, exploiting its mineral resources, because it's the bedrock for development.
Nigeria is a big country, and one would hope that its GDP grows very rapidly. So starting with the lithium production, with the support of the government, would be an essential element. It's a cruel industry if you're not internationally competitive.
As Nigeria's first Tier 1 mining resource, Jupiter project is located in the heart of the nation, Kaduna. This 462 square kilometre Jupiter lithium project is a cooperative venture between 3 Nigerian companies, Basin Mining, Comet Minerals and Range Mining. The original discoveries by this joint venture rapidly moved from exploration into the commencement of mining.
Project Jupiter is a game changer in the Nigerian mining industry. Our objective is to see that this Jupiter project will put Nigeria on the global mining map. If it can be done in other countries, it should be done in Nigeria.
The exploration and assay of mineral samples has been conducted by trusted international research and ISO accredited laboratories.
The Jupiter project is particularly interesting because the lithium occurs as very large outcrops, 40 to 70 metres above ground level. But on top of that, we have the predominant occurrence of lithium is as spodumene, which has a high lithium content. And compared to the average mine is probably 1.3 to 1.5% lithium. We're running around 2.4, 2.6% lithium at the Jupiter project.
Already, Project Jupiter has taken the unique leadership responsibility for the sustained improvement in the quality of life for the local host communities by providing school support, potable water, scholarships and electrification before commencing mining operations. Project Jupiter will be Nigeria's entry into the global lithium market.
It's the first Tier 1 project in the mining sector in Nigeria. It will bring to the attention of the world that Nigeria has significant mineral assets and that these assets can be mined and developed. It will change the world's attitude towards investment in Nigeria to a far more positive position and transition Nigeria into a more diversified economy.
Jupiter Project is a collaboration driven locally but focused internationally.
The Jupiter project, and indeed the mining sector, to us, is a transformation for Nigeria, and really it is a future for us beyond the oil and gas.
So some of you will say you've been here before, but didn't you tell a fantastic story about an incredible nickel discovery? That's absolutely right. 92 to 94% nickel in these extraordinary nickel bores. How did we get to the lithium? In further exploring further field on our tenements, we found the lithium outcrops. And it's going to do it again. This is a really, that's better. So same location, and we're surrounded by, okay. We have some technical help at the back. Okay. I love the technology. So what we've got is same location. In the center of where you're seeing is where we found the nickel pegmatites. It's contained in the lower areas there by in the older pegmatites, the nickel is occurring. And as that pans around, you can see the higher elevation areas, the hills, which we've now found high-grade spodumene and critical minerals. We have, and as this flies in, you'll see there's lithium in 3 hills there, those next to each other. As of last night, yesterday, we made the 30th discovery. We have 30 lithium deposits that outcrop 40 to 70 metres. So the surface expression is extraordinary and it's obvious. At this stage, we have a lot more area to explore, but over the 30% of the tenements, we've done some thorough exploration. We now have 30 outstanding outcrops. So basically, that's what it looks like. It's a pretty simple mining operation. I wouldn't basically call it a quarrying operation, but the lithium, it's because of the way it presents, it's very low cost to extract. And we have, at the moment, we're simply, we have in fact, the Minister said we're very close to starting mining. Well, we've started mining. We're mining lithium. We're mining lithium that's running probably around 3%, 3.4%. We have our tenements, our mining leases. They've all, from the exploration licenses, they've been converted to MLs. Those MLs are good for 25 years, plus renewal for another 25 years. We have a state agreement with the Kaduna state, and we have our environmental social impact assessments in place, community agreements, and landholder agreements. So we are fully licensed, and we've started mining. And as I've mentioned, we have, well, we've upgraded from here 29, or as of last night, as I say, 30 outcrops, 30 deposits. The average strike length is 400 metres. I think the Papa target is 600, an average width at the surface of 15, and they increase in with depth. All the samples for these grades were collected independently of us. They were all analysed at international laboratories where we weren't a part of the process. So I can say, hand on my heart, fantastic grades, and they were all done independently. So we're looking at an average grade there of those ones of over those targets, those deposits of 3.4%. Is it the real thing? Yes, it is. There's the XRD results, and anyone familiar with lithium will know XRD is what you need to tell the story. So those results show, there's the spodumene. So we are dealing with not only high grades of lithium, but the critical minerals as well. You can see the grades there, and some of those are sufficiently high to be mines in their own right. We haven't put a value to the critical minerals yet. There has been some value put to by independent consultants to the targets, but as you'll see there's a spread, and we have to do a lot more in the southeast, but frankly, we have our hands full with 30 targets already. So as I say, mining has commenced, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward mining operation. We have, the estimates are as low as, the lowest estimate is 30 million tonnes. The higher estimates are in excess of 80 million tonnes. We've, initial mine production is 20 million tonnes, 20,000, I wish it was 20 million tonnes, 20,000 tonnes, and by the end of year one, we'll be producing at an annual rate of 1 million tonnes. We've committed the first 1 million tonnes by contract, and that's going to a local processing plant in Nigeria. So we're not exporting, it's being processed in Nigeria. The second 1 million tonnes of feed, we would say by then we will have built a processing plant to concentrate to 6% spodumene. So we'll be processing that ourselves. The plant, this is the sort of plant we'll be building. Processing 1 million tonnes a year. We have government support with that. The state government will provide the land and the infrastructure to support it. And so this fits very much with the Minister's view and Mr. President's view that when it's not a case of exporting ore, it's a case of processing in Nigeria, building the facilities, building the capabilities, the technical expertise to the stage where the critical minerals, the outcome for Nigeria is likely to be EV batteries or maybe even EV vehicles. In Nigeria, where are we with the community? We're just going into production. We started community work 6 years ago. We've built schools, renovated schools, we've put in potable water in the communities, agricultural assistance. The first children that went through our schools, this year we awarded scholarships for their first year at university. And they're children from subsistence farming communities. So this is what companies, you would hope they do many years after they've started mining. Well, we've done it before we started, and we think that's very important to building community relations. And in terms of the environment, well, we've had a fair bit of damage from the artisanal miners. So what we've chosen to do is build nurseries and propagate and plant initially 1 million trees. 1 million trees is, also has a fairly big carbon offset for us, and it creates local businesses and opportunities for local people. So, sorry, I've just gone through it. So that's basically where we are with the Jupiter project. This is the first time we've publicly disclosed what we've done. As I said, we're a private company. We've had no requirement to. But after a journey of 20 years and the situation now, we have a new government with new policies, and we're ready to go. If you'd like to see more, there's the QR code, and you'll all hold up your phones and get the QR code, or just go to our website, www.jupiterproject.co, and you'll enjoy a lot more information there. Thank you very much.